In two daring raids, U.S. Special Forces intercepted two different tankers at sea.
The oil blockade, the quarantine of oil out of unsanctioned or sanctioned or stateless vessels continues.
In the North Atlantic, the Russian flag tanker Marinera was intercepted by the U.S. Coast Guard. The ship slipped through the U.S. naval blockade of Venezuela weeks ago and changed its name and flag country at sea. A Russian submarine was also en route to intercept. The Americans got there first. A second ship, the Sophia, was intercepted in the Caribbean, accused of conducting illicit activities.
They're stateless under international law, giving basically the law enforcement or military of any country the authorities to stop them and inspect them on the high seas.
The American action risks an escalation with Russia, already on edge after the ouster of its ally, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. Russian lawmakers called the capture of the vessel outright piracy.
The vessel this morning was seized in the North Atlantic pursuant to a warrant issued by a U.S. federal court after being tracked.
The White House says the naval blockade and the capture of oil tankers is part of a broader plan to stabilize Venezuela, a plan that includes the U.S. seizing and selling 30 to 50 million barrels of oil with the cooperation of Venezuela's interim leadership.
They understand that the only way they can move oil and generate revenue and not have economic collapse is if they cooperate and work with the United States.
The pressure tactics extend beyond Venezuela to Greenland.
The acquisition of Greenland by the United States is not a new idea.
The White House is still talking about acquiring the Danish territory diplomatically or militarily, despite the objections of NATO allies. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is set to meet with Danish officials over the issue next week.
The president keeps his options open, but diplomacy is always the first.
For both Greenland and Venezuela, the Trump administration seems to be pushing a strategy of maximum leverage, backing pressure with threats, hoping nations will bend to Trump's will. Jackson Proskow, Global News, Washington.